Good afternoon, it's Sunday the 28th of September 2025. I just love it when people who know me and know that I do YouTube videos approach me and give me ideas for content. Bob at church this morning after church, when we were having a cup of tea, approached me with this page out of the Newton Ards Chronicle, 18th of September, and this is a shout out for this show that's taking place. Show to highlight Comber woman who became one of the blues greats, and this is the story of Ottilie Patterson. And you might not have ever heard of Ottilie Patterson, but I certainly have. And this is written by Ruth Dowds for the Chronicle. And this is the almost forgotten story of Comber blues singer Ottilie Patterson, and it's the subject, or she is the subject, of a forthcoming new one-woman show written by Bangor's Richard Clements. And this is going to be put on in the Opera House studio. The local actor, writer, producer and musician has turned his considerable talents to telling the story of a performer who was both a trailblazer and a victim of the music industry. Says Richard, I hope people will come out of the end of watching it incredibly excited by her legacy and what she stood for, and I will have played a small part in resurrecting Ottelie and her fantastic career. You can read down this for yourself. You know, she was a mega star back in the 1950s and 60s. And there's the boy himself, Richard Clements, who has written this new one-woman show. She grew up in Comber. I first became aware of Ottilie Patterson through a documentary entitled My Name is Ottilie, made by Northern Irish filmmakers Double Band. The Ottilie story had always played out as a little girl, white girl from Comber who rises to be the greatest Irish singer and Irish blues singer of all time, standing shoulder to shoulder with the greats. People like Muddy Waters was one of her great friends, and she sang for American presidents and had this incredible career, and then she just disappeared through mental health issues and exhaustion. That's the way it always appears, but Richard Clements is going to open that story out a bit, I believe. So it tells about the coming about of this play. We have a brilliant team behind us, says Richard, pointing to its producer and actor Matthew McElhinney, whose son Matthew directs the play. The challenging role of recreating the incredible vocals of Ottilie Patterson falls to Belfast actress Jolene O'Hara, who is currently touring with Van Morrison and his band. Brilliant young band leader Zak Irvine will accompany Jolene on piano. And this is her story, Ottilie Patterson's story recreated. She was a female artist whose story is constantly being told from a male perspective in a male-dominated jazz and blues world. It always sought to put her in a particular box, and she married trombone player Chris Barber, leader of the Chris Barber Band, which has been knocking about even in relatively recent days. So this wee video that I'm doing for you is just a shout out about this one-woman show. Ottelie retired from the Chris Barber Jazz Band in 1973 following years of throat problems and mental health difficulties. She and Barber later divorced, and in 1988 Ottelie moved to Ayr in Scotland and became a recluse until her death in 2011, aged 79. She is buried in Newton Ards, and in February 2012 a blue plaque marking her birthplace in Cumber was unveiled. So tickets for the show at the Grand Opera House Studio can be booked online, and there's where you get in touch. And this is the Grand Opera House website page. And this show is going to run from Wednesday 15th of October to Friday the 24th of October. And tickets £22.50 to £20.50. And it's in the studio. Recommended age 12 plus. Rathmore Productions presents the international premiere of new one-woman show based on the life of Northern Ireland blues singer Ottilie Patterson, featuring Jolene O'Hara in the role, with the live music arranged and performed by Zak Irvine. 1945, the blues music drifts across the Ards to the Ards Peninsula from the American GIs stationed in the local military base. 33s are swapped, that's the records of course, with locals, and in her bedroom on an old beaten up record player Ottelie hears the music that will change her life forever. Now every time she heads to the family piano she picks up blues notes, bending the sound with her voice. Young Ottelie lives for blues, and this passion carries her from gigging in Belfast to joining the Chris Barber Band and touring internationally. I mean, she was a mega star, performing with people like Muddy Waters and Sister Rosetta Sharp, and achieving stellar success through the 1950s and 60s. Read more. So there you go. And thanks to my chum Bob for letting me know about this. And we had no TV in the house, and we used to listen to the wireless, as it was called, not even the radio. We used to listen to the wireless all the time. I was only a wee lad, and I remember Walter Love introducing Ottilie Patterson songs and playing them on Radio 4, and he might have even done a few interviews with her as well. And I have gone over to Cumber and videoed her where she was, her house, where she was born, and the blue plaque up on the side of it, and also I've been to Mavilla Cemetery and videoed her grave that is found there. Ottilie Patterson, gone but not forgotten.